Hey guys, so this is what happens when you do not check your bees. This is two separate swarms right here. So I added a box to this hive that I thought might swarm, and I got what I thought I'd get. And so I'm going to see if I can get these guys transferred real quick before they go somewhere else. Recording. Yes, no, maybe. Okay, recording. All right, guys. So this here is the difference between a beekeeper and a beehaver. I've got two, could be two separate swarms, because we got them on two different branches here. Maybe one single swarm, but two, or it could be two separate swarms. And this happens when you got bees, you don't got time for bees. So that's the difference between a beekeeper and a beehaver. I'm being a beehaver. So, see what I can do with this. Race down to the barn, grab a couple boxes with some frames, and I'm gonna. Fortunately, they're right here, so I'm gonna shake them right into a box right now. This could be a swarm, but a really small swarm. Okay. Note to all you people that freak out when you see a pile of bees, they're not aggressive. They're not protecting a home. That's when bees get protected. They're not being protected right now. They're just kind of sorting things out, trying to figure out where they're supposed to be. So let me get a box under these and I'll shake them off. That's a pretty good sized swarm. I bet that's close to 5 pounds of bees hanging there. I'm going to take these in two parts. Big, no frames. Where are all my frames? There's some frames. I'm out of foundation. So these have these are some plastic foundations. Now, I probably should go find my glasses. A lot of times I don't do a whole lot of safety equipment because I'm lazy, it's hot, I don't like it. But when you work with bees, you should at least wear sunglasses, some sort of eye protection, because they could sting you in your eye and you may lose your eyesight. Alright, hopefully we're still recording. I went and got some eyeglasses. I'm going to shake these guys into this box. I'm going to throw a top on it and I'm going to move it away from here. Disorient them a little bit. I'm not going to bother looking for a queen. This looks like an easy catch. I will put one single drop of lemongrass oil. It simulates. Oh, I went too. It simulates the smell that they make when they mark a new home. Okay, so I wonder if I should just cut this branch. You know what? I'm going to cut this branch. Right up. Hopefully all this crap's in frame. So I'm going to cut this branch off with this little tree so I can shake them in better. Again, I'm being a beehaver. Beehavers are those guys that have bees because they join some beekeepers group. That shows you how heavy this is with bees. Throw that branch for back. So beehavers will have a bunch of bees. They'll join the club and they'll buy their first package of bees and they'll do nothing. And that's where I'm at right now. I haven't done anything. So I'm going to just shake them all in here right now. Ready? there was a queen with that, and it's empty. I'm going to put some frames in here. There's a little scent fragrance in there. Get a frame with some actual comb on it to make this better. What do I got over here? Back of the truck. Okay. Alright, so this doesn't have much comb on it, but a little bit. That's in frame. Enough. Oh, look at that. We got butts in the air. So, when the girls put their butts in the air, they decided this is home. That's an easy. That's how easy this can be. Alright. This is a crummy box. This is one box I made myself, so it's not to mention. Right, so there's that bunch. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've used one more frame. Come on, girls, move. I don't want to smash anybody. We are a brand new house. Isn't that cool? And they moved right in. Moved right in, no complaints. That was a real easy. Okay, so this bunch on a separate branch may be part of this cluster. Might actually be a separate. Swarm. So I have a colony over here that I have not addressed. And I was lazy, I didn't have time to deal with it. And you can see, hopefully you can see, I can't really tell your point of view. In a rush, I threw another box on the bottom of this. I knew it was going to blow up on me, but I was working, I did not have time to deal with it, so I just threw another box on the bottom and said, buy me some time. I don't think it did. So here's a screw up on my part. Right here, and this may be two separate swarms, it may be one swarm, but the way they're clustering on two different branches makes me think I might have two different swarms. So I'm going to take this one on the bottom as a single swarm, and I got a nuke which will fit that little cluster just fine, because that's not much. That's like pounds of these. It's a joke. What if it's a separate queen? I'll definitely take two queens. Oh. I got them clustering on two sides. There, you can see, and there. So I think maybe that is one swarm. They just have to separate on the branches. So they would, if there was a queen that had been here, they would have reclustered on that right away. They're not doing that. And they're going to move into this box. I'm going to find a cover for it and see if everybody moves in and decides this is their new home. Maybe I should just go ahead and move it. Disorient him enough to... Well, I'll just wait. What we'll do is wait for them to settle. Yeah, you see that stick, nobody's going back there. There's about, I don't know, a couple dozen that went right back there. I'm not seeing, not the masses. They would mass on that in a hurry. So anyways, that's a real quick swarm grab. Hopefully it's successful. And this is what happens if you're not a beekeeper. If you're a beehaver. Beehavers have bees, and they don't do what it takes to keep bees. And that's kind of where I've been lately. I've been just on the run with work and things. Okay, the sky is not as thick with bees. Let me show you that. So there's a lot less bees in the air. Alright, let's find a cover for this. I don't have an inner cover to put on there. So, I'll use this outer cover I have. Alright. And a stick. This is a fish escape. Pop that stick right there. Take this outer cover. So it's down real easy. Give it a chance to get out of the way. I got butts up. Good sign. So what they'll do is they'll sit there on the box or the entrance or wherever they think the house is, and they'll put their little fannies up in the air, stand up on their legs, and they'll put their butts up in the air. And then what they're doing is they're releasing a pheromone that they can smell that says, "This is our new home." And you can see them going in there and deciding this is their new house. So I'll try to, let me take you guys off the tripod. Come along for this ride. And now I can see the, let go, tripod. Okay. So, I don't know how in focus that is, but you can see how these little girls are standing with their little, kind of standing tall on their legs, and they got little bottoms in the air. So they're shaking it. See how she's shaking that? As you see my finger, you can see her shaking her butt. She is right now admitting. Okay. She's sending out a little pheromone and she's fanning it. See, they're fanning their little wings just hard. So they're fanning their wings, blowing that pheromone away, and saying, "This is our new house." And this was a pretty easy grab, actually. It was. I wasn't ready for it. That's what happens when you're not doing your job properly. When you're not ready. But kind of an easy grab. There's one that's really doing it. See how she's got her little fanny way up in the air. This little girl right here. And her butt right in front of my fingertip. And she's got her butt up in the air, and she's kind of shaking it a little bit, quivering, and she's fanning her wings just as hard as she can. So she's letting us know this is their brand new home. And so I got a pile of bees moved in here. You saw how big that cluster was. There's plenty of space in this box. They're in the air. There's no bees. Look at that. A minute ago there was 1,000 bees flying. There's hardly even 100 up. There's probably 75 to 100 on the front of this box right now. So this is their new house. So this works. I'm gonna take this to another spot and move them away from here, because you can see there's 4 clusters of bees here, or 4 colonies here that are just going gangbusters. And I almost bet the one that I didn't work on is going to split again. This happens if you don't do your job. You have to be a good beekeeper and really know the status of your colonies. And sometimes if you wait too long, they will start making queens like gangbusters, and they will swarm and swarm and swarm and swarm, not make any honey for you, just make tons of swarms. And that's mostly because you're a bad beekeeper and not really paying attention. So anyways, hey guys, I hope this was entertaining to you. We'll move these to their new house here in just a second. It looks like they've all settled in. Off we go. Alright guys, so I don't even know if I'm in the frame. Not using my regular, like my cell phone or something with a really wide angle. I'm actually using my good Sony camera. So what I did was I moved, as soon as I grabbed this cluster of bees, I moved them. And we can hear, I think I'm going to bring it in, and I hope you guys can hear this. This is a happy buzz. Listen. So I'm shooting this pretty raw. Stuff's going to be out of focus. You know, I can apologize all day long. I won't bother anymore at this point. So we got a happy buzz coming out of this box. They've got a new home. Now, when I was fortunate, they clustered right on the apple tree, right next to the beehives. That did make it a lot easier for me. I didn't have to go find a ladder or chase bees across the property. So this was actually a pretty easy snatch. But the first thing I did after I got them in this box is I moved them. Now at this point in time, what's going on is they'll be clustered somewhere and they'll be sending scouts out to find new homes. So if you don't move that box immediately after you catch them, there's a good chance they're going to go away. So if I were to catch them, and in town I'll leave them if it's close to sunset. It seems like it's late afternoons when I catch these guys. If I catch one in town, I might leave it till late afternoon in the new box. But because it's right here, and they were clustered right next to their old colony, I moved them immediately. Because they are sending scouts out, and they could come back with a new scout and still think they're in the same spot, and off they'll all go, and you'll lose the whole bunch. But I think we're good. I think I got everybody I need to catch, and I got the queen in there, I suspect, because they really, I didn't really record the march. There was a little bit of a march, but not much, because I got almost all of them in the initial grab. So I didn't have the cool little march, bee march, where they all march into the house. But I still have bees out front. Little fannies in the air. Cutest buttons, aren't they? They really are cute. With their little butts up, shaking them. And not shaking so hard anymore. I think they got it figured out. But they decided this is their home. So that's cool. So I moved them across the property to another location. But this happens to you if you think you're a beekeeper and you're not paying attention. You're going to find yourself a beehaver, or hatter, even worse. I had bees. They went that way. So, hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, it was pretty ad hoc. I know it was on the fly. But if you enjoy it and all the other little silly videos I do, give me a thumbs up. I don't know what it's really worth, because I watch it, my mom watches it. I think 1 or 2 of my kids watch my videos. But if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, that's really cool. It more than anything, since YouTube doesn't pay me a dime, it's more of an ego stroke for me that somebody actually thinks what I do is interesting. And then share it. You know, if you have a friend who is as big a dork as I am about plants and garden and whatever else I do, you know, hey, watch with me. I try to share what I do. So, hey, I'll see you guys. Thanks a lot. Adios.